Good morning, Bande Matram. Welcome all of you. This morning we are going to discuss on two negativities. That is on depression and discouragement. So these are the two negativities so far this yoga is concerned. Exclusively so far this integral yoga is concerned, these two are the mostly considered negativities. So that must not be there in the yoga because that will almost retard the process. It is a regression almost. So we must try to get rid of the two fundamental negativities, that is depression and discouragement. So step by step we will try to discuss the two terms, two negativities from initially from mother, then we will go and quote from Sri Aurobindo. So first we will take on depression from the mother. Mother quotes, a depression is always unreasonable as it leads nowhere. Very interesting. As it leads nowhere, it is unreasonable, it has got no reason. It is the most subtle enemy of the yoga, not visible, not visible, not feasible, not reachable. So you can't imagine, not imaginable it even. So it is most subtle enemy of the yoga. So one question was put to the mother, how to avoid the attacks of depression? It is there, it is invisible, it is subtle. Always it has got its attack on the sadhaka. It is a retarding process for the yogis. So yoga and so what? How to avoid this one? Mother quotes and explains beautifully. Don't pay attention to the depression and act as if it were not there. Just try to avoid it. Don't pay any attention as if it is not there. It was not there like this. Just avoid. That is what the depression is there. It is the worst enemy of the yoga. Again, mother quotes, it is the ego that gets depressed. It is the ego that gets depressed. In many forms, of course, almost in 10,000 forms, this ego is coming, but we are not able to identify. Of course, we can imagine even. So, it is the ego that gets depressed. Don't mind it. That is the another condition. Don't mind it. Go on quietly on your work, and the depression will disappear. If you are capable of going quietly in your work, then the depression will disappear. That is what the rule. All these elements of depression or of revolt, all these moments of depression or of revolt, no fierce decision must be taken under the impulse of the wrong movement. If some it is there, try to keep quiet, try to get over, try to overcome, then think of. Otherwise, if in the condition of the depression or of revolt, you take a decision that will move toward, that will go toward, bring a wrong movement. But particularly, one must go on with the usual routine, quiet and undisturbed. Don't mind at it. Don't pay attention. That is what the real condition. Mother again quotes, periods of obstruction are frequent and common. It is coming in almost in the regular interval, regular period. It is coming and going. That is the frequent and common factor. Generally, it is enough to keep quiet without worrying. Keep quiet, don't worry. Knowing that these are spiritual nights which alternate with the full light of the days. So night and the days it is there. It is a just a change of phase. So don't nothing to worry. But also be able to remain in peace. Remain in peace. That is, you must keep in your heart gratitude towards the divine for all the help he gives. For to overcome it, you just keep quiet. So don't pay any attention. You cool your mind and express your gratitude towards the divine for his help. If gratitude is also held, again, Mother tries to quote it. If the gratitude also is held, the obscure periods last much longer. Very interesting, very almost one beautiful lines your mother has quoted. If the gratitude also held, you can express to the gratitude to the divine, then obscure periods will last much longer. So, swift and effectively remedy. What is the swift and remedy? Swift and effective remedy. How we can get? Then it is to keep always burning in the heart the flame of purification. That is what yesterday, last night we were discussing, that purification, perfection, we kept discussing. So keep always keep the burning in your heart the flame of purification, the aspiration for the progress, then intensity, the ardor of the consecration. That is the method we have to do. Express the gratitude, don't mind, these are the steps we are going to do. Then this flame is kindled in the hearts all who are sincere. All who are sincere, these can flame, it will be kindled, and you must not let ingratitude cover it up to with its ashes. So gratitude, that will help. Ingratitude, its ashes will just cover up the gratitude, the flame. So sincerely we have to become gratitude. That is what the process. That is what the rule. So again we'll quote. Just imagine we have seen gratitude. That is a essential remedy and open to the divine, and to be grateful to the divine. That these are the processes. Anyway, again we'll go a little bit to Sri Aurobindo, and work a little bit. We'll discuss little bit on Sri Aurobindo on depression. Depression opens the way to attack of wrong forces, not the right forces. Attack of wrong forces and depression actually opens the way. Depression is a cloud great state in the nature, and it is more difficult for light to come into the cloud and grayness through the clear atmosphere. Well, just example, take the example, sunlight is coming. It has been actually shrouded because this intense dense layer of the cloud is there. So it is almost blocking the clear sunlight, and once this is cleared, so this sunlight will come and touch the earth, and you will get the clear light and the heat. Everything will be clear, everything will be audible. Otherwise this grayness due to this existence of this cloud. Like this, depression is also cloud gray state in the nature, and it is difficult for light to come through the clouds and grayness through a clear atmosphere. Depression obstructs the inner light. Not only the outer light, it also obstructs the inner light. To yield to the depression when the things go wrong, something is going wrong, already we know, don't lament upon the past deeds. It is not to return back again. Don't overestimate or imagine on the future. Don't stay much on the future. That is not at all sin, because future is yet to be known. The worst way of meeting the difficulty is to yield to the depression. That is what Aurobindo quotes. Again we will go for another quotings beautifully, that is quoted by Sri Aurobindo. Of course we will see on depression and this thing, depression and discouragement. So, steer in the quotes here, all who enter the spiritual path, very initial lines here in the quotes, all who enter to the spiritual path have to face difficulties. It is sure, it is because we know where there is divinity, there is stupidity. Stupidity will try to keep it in its hold, so that this divinity will not march forward, spin upward way. So, spiritual, initially you have to face the difficulties and ordeals of the path. Difficulties and ordeals on the path of the path, those which rise from their own nature and those which come from the outside. Things are there, it is there for all, common to all for the customers, initially people who have joined, who have actually entered the spiritual path. These difficulties of the nature is always to rise again and again till you overcome them. That is what already we have discussed. Once you have, unless otherwise you have overcome, they will be coming and going. That is the factor, they will be coming. So they must be faced with strength and patience. You must have patience, you must have strength. If both are there, not there, then naturally you are gone. Very difficult to progress. So, but the vital part is prone to the depression when the ordeals and difficulties rise. These vital parts, they are very prone to depression when the ordeals and difficulties come. Then this is not the particular into you, but it comes for the entire all the sadhakas. It is there. It is the phenomenal. It is the as a rule, as if they are coming. It does not imply the unfitness for the sadhana or justify a sense of helplessness. Nothing with this. It is the common factor. Those who are entering the path, they must face it. But you must train yourself to overcome this reaction of depression. It is coming. You have to overcome it. All who cleave to the path steadfastly can be sure of their spiritual destiny. Otherwise, jo dar gaya wo mar gaya. Just you, they will be simply they will be discarded. If you have got steadfastly you are moving, then you are sure of your spiritual destiny. If anyone fails to reach it, suppose fails to reach it, it can only be for the one or two reasons. What are the reasons why they are failure? Actually, because they leave the path. Number one, already chhod denge. Because of some the lure of ambition, vanity, desire, etc. These are the factor. They hold the way. They get distorted. They lose the path. They just get on path. They go astray from the sincere dependence of the divine. So these are the real causes what they are telling you must be conscious of. Again, we'll go further. What we'll do? Don't allow your discouragement. My mother quotes here. Don't steer on the of course quotes it. Don't allow your discouragement to come upon you and have no distrust of the divine grace. When the discouragement and the lack of trust in the divine grace, then it is almost you are attacked, assailed. Whatever difficulties are outside you, whatever weaknesses are inside you, not only outside difficulties there, inside you can find your weaknesses. If you keep faith, firm hold on the faith and your aspiration, the secret power will carry you through. So outer difficulties are there, inner weaknesses are there. If you cling to it, then naturally you will suffer. When these you keep firm, hold on your faith and your aspiration, the secret power will carry you through. Even if you are oppressed with oppositions and difficulties, even if you are oppressed with opposition and difficulties, even you stumble, even if you seems close to you, you hold on to the aspiration. Then keep firm on the way. That aspiration must be there. You must be firm and bold, and in the end, the things will open to themselves and circumstances yield to the inner spirit. Then, if somebody is actually entering, the thing is that the step is there, and when you enter, that is there, or it will come. Suppose you are firm, you are that much bold, you will progress. Then what is the minimum requirement? You must be quiet, you must be bold, you must not pay attention to that, you must face the situation, you must be grateful to the divine. Gratitude will be there, and you will be open to the divine grace. Then actually with that ardent aspiration, firmness in the on the way, and at the end, this what will happen? They open to themselves and circumstances to yield the inner path. So then, Sri Aurobindo again quotes, depression is a sign of weakness, of all bad will somewhere. Somewhere there is a bad will, so depression is coming. And the bad will, in the sense, a refusal to receive help. Help is coming, but we are not receiving. That is there. And a kind of weakness that's content to be weak. Again, depression is bad. Most here in the course. Depression is bad. So how to deal with the situation? What we have to do really? That attack is there, and the attack is always there unless otherwise we are happy. We actually it is there usually, hardly consciously. If something which needs to something which needs to progress but does not want to, take the this way, like a child who sulks, becomes low spirited, sad, unhappy, misunderstood, abandoned, helpless, and then refusing to collaborate, I just said, indulging to depression to show he is not happy. So these are the symptoms we can find again beautifully. I am not happy about what is, you demand. It means I am not happy, and I shall make you to see it that I am not happy. Again, to we'll go further towards the divine promised himself to me. I cleave to him always, and I will never cease to be whatever you come, whatever is coming. That is the there I must go. The one thing to be do is to quiet yourself and go back to the true consciousness and its poise. So this gratitude, this linking, that determination, that confirmation is required.